let's see what we can do.
Welcome to Tony at 12. I'm Tony LeBlanc, and today I'm in conversation with Andy Staples about the Alderney Chamber Music Festival, which starts on the 12th of August. Good to see you.
Great to see you, Tony.
Thank you very much. So, would it be fair to say that you do everything apart from the performance?
No, yeah, ish, yeah. No, Samuel and Louisa do all the organising. I do all the stuff that's here. That's
Yeah,
much easier that I can do.
yeah,
So they organise all the schedules. They organise all the music. They organise all the players, and then we here do the logistics
yeah.
and
Okay.
make it work so that they can concentrate on things that they don't need to bother
Yeah,
about.
yeah. So, we've got two venues, haven't we? So you've got to have
Yeah,
those set up each time and everything else. How
yeah.
did you get involved in classical music as a youngster?
Oh, I mean, I played the violin, and I, in the end, went to music college, and I switched to viola, and then the rest is history. Really, I auditioned for some jobs, and then I got one of them, and I worked at the Royal Opera House for 32 years as a viola player.
Incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, lots of
And
performances and lots of opera, lots of ballet.
what's it like working in that pit at the Royal Opera House? Is it, it's a bit different to
Oh,
being at, you know, at ground level, as it were.
yeah. I mean, we're very lucky that our pit was very open.
Yeah.
You can see the audience. You can, from where I sat, you could see a lot of the stage. Not that you were perhaps supposed to be looking, but you go to some theatres and you literally are underground.
Yeah.
Um, but if you go, ours is quite open. If you go to when you play at the Met in New York, I mean that is really open. It's almost like being on the stage. And yeah, I mean it's confined, and that does limit how many people can be in the orchestra, and it can be a bit hot and a bit tight at times. But you all learn how to play without bumping into other people, and yeah,
And with the Royal Opera House, is it full dress code?
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
DJs, bow ties, the lot, every night, and I, we got through quite a few DJs when I was there. So
yeah.
when I retired, my last one, which had seen some life, was popped in the bin, and I haven't bought a new one. Slightly tricky when you need one,
Yeah,
which is very
absolutely.
rare.
And we haven't got Moss Brothers on Alderney, have we? So,
We haven't, no, no, no.
So little bit difficult from that point of view. Now, you've
Yeah.
got two very talented children, Samuel and Louisa. When did you recognise their talent?
Oh, I don't know. As parents, it's very difficult. They started quite young, um, and they clearly were good at it, and
Yeah,
then we had to deal with it. Yeah, I mean, Samuel will hate me for saying, but he played the cello for 6 months first, but he didn't really like the cello. And he'd been to the opera house actually and heard a couple of people, phenomenal players, playing violin solos, and he said he wanted to play that.
yeah.
So he did, and he switched, and yeah, and that was it. And he was very good at it. Julie taught him, and then he got to about 8, and we realised we had to do something about it. Louisa was different because her brother played the violin, so she wanted to play the violin, and we ended up with two of them.
But how did you get them into the Yehudi Menuhin school? Because it's pretty talented places now.
Yeah, I mean, it's got 60 when they were there. It's bigger now, but when they
Yeah,
were there were 60 children aged between 8 and 18.
right.
So a school year size would be 4 or 5. Some of the older years were slightly bigger. Samuel had played to an eminent violinist, and he said, "You need to go and study with this lady at the Menuhin school." So we went for a visit, and we looked around, and then they went and did an audition, and then Samuel got in, and then um, and you there's quite a strict audition procedure, and then you go and stay at the school for 3 or 4 days to see if you like it, whether they like it, and yeah. And so actually, when Louisa went 4 years later, she already knew most of the people at school anyway,
Yeah,
and she'd already was having lessons with this Russian lady, and so she got in, and then they both went, and they spent a long time there because they lived there in the week and they came home for the weekends.
Okay. And were
And
you living fairly close to Surrey at that time, or?
we lived in London. We lived in Clapham.
Oh, well, not too difficult to get from
Not too bad,
the
no.
railway station up to Clapham. No.
Yeah, but we used to drive down and pick them up, drop them off on a Monday morning, pick them up on Saturday lunchtime.
And
And
in addition to the music training, Andy, presumably a full education as well. Is that how it works?
I would say a 2/3 education.
Right.
They do slightly less subjects. They take slightly less O levels,
Yeah.
or whatever they come GCSEs now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they yes, slightly, but the day is revolved around music basically, and it's a fantastic music education. Some of their specialist music staff, away from the violin, are just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they know so much about it,
Lovely
And then, of course,
location as well.
lovely location, yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, in the holidays, they came to Alderney.
Well,
So
there you are. And
exactly,
that's where we are.
it is where we are now. Yeah.
Oh, after they finished with Yehudi Menuhin, how did they then get into the international situation that they're in now?
Well, they were both different. Samuel decided to stay in London. I mean, he'd been at school for 10 years, and he went
Yeah.
to the Guildhall School of Music and Drama. He had a couple of fantastic teachers there. Then he started working in London, and he's continued that. And now, of course, he does all the amazing things that he does. Leads orchestras, does lots of the top sessions, things like that.
Yeah.
Louisa, at 17, had decided that she had had enough of school, so put her notice in. And she decided who she wanted to go and study with,
Yeah.
and that was a lady in Berlin called Antje Weithaus. So Louisa actually moved to Berlin when she was 17. And of course, she lives there now. She's married to a Dennis who's not
Yeah.
a musician, and she'll never move from Berlin, I suspect. And so she started studying at 17. Technically, she's still a student now, because in Germany they just seem to carry on for a long time.
Right.
And at 300 euros a semester, it's not the most expensive thing. So yeah, and so she, I mean, she has her quartet. That's what she does mostly, and she does some other orchestral stuff. She plays with the Berlin Phil occasionally,
Yeah.
when she can fit it in, and yeah, so that's what they've both done.
How would you rate the Berlin Philharmonic against the London orchestras?
That's a tricky question, Tony.
Sorry, that's a sign.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. Listen,
Curveball.
the Berlin Phil is one of the best orchestras in the world.
Yeah.
Vienna Phil's been, the London Symphony Orchestra, they're all great orchestras. They work in a very different way. London orchestras work very, very hard and don't do so much rehearsal. They travel an enormous amount. Tours to the Far East. They always say that there's a British orchestra in Japan somewhere, and they pass in the sky when the LSO are coming back, and then the LPO are on their way out, and then the RPO are on their way out. Whereas in Germany, they rehearse quite a lot more. They don't do anywhere near as much touring. It's a very different life.
Yeah.
But they're professional orchestras. The standard these days is so unbelievably high. In the last 25 years, it's gone through the roof, how the standards. And yet again, they're different to American orchestras as well. They've also got amazing orchestras. One of Samuel's friends, who's also been to ACMF in the past, is in the San Francisco Symphony. Great orchestra. They have a slightly different sound in America. You can usually tell where the orchestras are from. You know if it's a European orchestra, you know if it's an American orchestra, and you know where the London orchestras are. So that's why a lot of the sessions and the films are recorded in London, because British orchestras are known for their sight reading. So you turn up at the studio, you don't know what you're going to play. They put the music in front of you and you play it.
Incredible.
And London orchestras are unbelievable at doing that. And often the first take is the one that goes. That doesn't tend to happen in Europe.
No. Okay, well, good old London from that
Yeah,
point of view.
absolutely. That's
Um,
that's why Abbey Road is full all the time,
yeah,
by the big Hollywood films. Samuel did one the other day. I can't remember which studio it was in, but the producers were in LA.
mm,
So they were sitting with the recording desk in LA, and they were in the studio, and they were giving all their instructions of what they needed next from Los Angeles.
incredible,
Um,
isn't it?
it is, and 10 years ago, I think probably someone would have laughed at you if you said you could do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
How important is the prestige of the conductor in terms of filling seats? Does
Well, to me, it's everything.
Yeah.
There have been some great conductors in the world. Unfortunately, because I was at the Opera House, I was lucky to work with some of them. Some of them are not all household names. I mean, if you talk to a musician, what was the conductor they all wanted to work with was Carlos Kleiber.
Mm,
He clearly is a different level to everybody else,
mm,
and he didn't conduct very much. And so whenever he did, tickets were at an absolute premium, not only in money terms, but also getting hold of them.
yeah.
But there's a lot of good conductors. There's quite a lot of other conductors as well, but there are some phenomenal conductors in the world, and they count an enormous amount as to the tickets, and you can see that at the festival hall, the Barbican, the Opera House, when the great conductors are on, because they make such a difference. People think, oh, they don't make a sound.
Mm,
Well, they don't actually make a sound, but they make the orchestra
yeah,
play and make a different sound.
yeah.
And if Bernard Haitink was conducting and Carlos Kleiber was conducting and Zubin Mehta was conducting, the orchestra would all sound slightly different. And that's
Interesting.
their job. That's their
Yeah,
job, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. Of course, I'm so old now, Andy. I go back to the three Bs plus Sergeant,
Yeah,
featuring
absolutely.
Barbarolli and
Yeah. I
etc.
didn't work I didn't work for any of them, but
Yeah.
uh, there's still his name's there's still a conductor who's doing his last year reportedly. He's 98. Is it 10 stat? I think he's 98, and he's doing amazing concerts around the world.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
they do need to replace some of the greats. They need some great younger conductors, because
Oh,
even what
absolutely.
people
Yeah.
the people we think who are younger are getting older now, as we all are.
Even John Wilson.
Even John Wilson, yeah, he's starting to get a bit older now, But I mean, Simon Rattle is, he's not 30 anymore.
No, no,
No,
no. Let's come on now to the music festival.
yeah,
Whose idea was it to set it up? Because it's number 7, is it, or 8?
we're actually in our ninth year.
Ninth, right? Okay.
Yeah, but it's our ninth year, but we did miss one for COVID.
Yeah.
Uh, it was Samuel and Louisa's really, and they had this great. They love Alderney, and they just decided that wouldn't it be a great thing to have the festival here, and they could invite friends of theirs from around the world, and they could have a great music festival, and that's what they wanted. And then we had to find a way of facilitating it. So we
So,
did.
so yeah, absolutely. But in addition to you, I mean, there's obviously sponsorship involved.
Yeah,
Geraldine Whittaker played a big part, didn't she?
massive part, and uh, the festival. Let's be clear, the festival wouldn't be there without Geraldine Whittaker.
Yeah, yeah.
She was our biggest supporter. Samuel and Louisa played to her um, 10 years ago,
Hmm.
and we all sat down and decided this is what we were going to do.
Yeah.
And she basically made it happen. Um, I won't use the phrase that she used, but some of the things that festivals need, unfortunately, cost money. And she had a checkbook that she wanted to use to support something, and she still is an amazing supporter of the festival. And very recently, unfortunately, John passed away, her
Yeah.
husband,
Mm,
and this year's festival is dedicated to him.
yeah. That's good.
And she will be listening to the festival. Should we have somebody who's filming the concerts for her, and she'll probably get them the next morning.
Oh, that's good.
And
Yes.
her and Allegra, her daughter, can work out the technology, and David Earl is filming them for her. And if she hasn't worked out the technology by the end of the month, he's taking it. He's visiting her anyway, and he will take it on a stick to plug into her computer. Yeah, she's
Yeah, coming back to what we
So,
were saying a bit earlier on about us and technology.
you've got it, yeah. And Geraldine has a bit of a love-hate relationship with technology, but it will be resolved. And
Right.
it's such a shame she isn't here.
Yeah.
We all miss her, and it would be marvelous if she was here.
Yeah, great job. And what a lovely legacy.
Exactly, yes,
Yeah,
it is.
which is what it's all about. Now,
It's all about.
tell me, with this year's festival, it's next week.
Mhm.
When did planning start?
Um, I'd like to say it started after last year's,
Right.
but to be quite honest, there's groundwork already taken place for next year.
Yeah.
So one would argue about 15 months before in a very low key way, but literally as soon as this festival starts, things need to be put in place for next year because the players that come have diaries that are booked up quite a long way in advance.
Yeah.
And
So it's their availability that really dictates what's going to go on, I suppose.
it absolutely, and we need the right people to play the right pieces. So you start off with planning some pieces, and then you get the players for those. And once you've got the core group of players, then you work out everything else.
Yeah.
And once that's worked, then you start out on all the nitty gritty of how do we get them here? What do they play? Which instrument do they play? And how can we work it out?
Yeah, because
But
I mean,
no,
traveling here is a problem these days. Unfortunately,
yeah,
hopefully it will resolve itself eventually. But
we all hope, Tony.
yeah, I think if you live on Alderney, you're optimistic. You have to be.
You have
And
to be.
yeah,
And
and
one has to say, if you looked at last weekend, they brought in so many people and everything went right.
yeah,
And it worked. And some days it doesn't work. But we have to be optimistic. Otherwise, do we bother living
it
here?
all perishes, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, part of our problem is that we can't, uh, as much as we use the smaller boats when we go to Guernsey, it's not an option for us with the instruments. So
No.
we have to fly.
Yeah.
And let's hope Sunday, which is the day that everybody arrives, we have a lot of seats booked, and we just hope it all works, and we hope we get all the instruments here. I mean, I'll be honest with you, this year's festival nearly didn't happen because when initially Skybus took over, they said we couldn't bring instruments on the plane. And there were some high level discussions up the food chain, and
Yeah.
eventually it was agreed that we could bring instruments, but this year is a change. We have to buy a seat for every instrument. So it was quite an expensive day, but we've been helped massively. So it started off not that well, but a negotiated settlement was arranged. And I don't know if you know Clive from Arini, he organised it all. We booked all the flights on the first day they came out.
Yeah.
And it's going to happen.
You could get a few violins in the dog box.
It's not long enough.
No.
And the problem is that somebody can book the dog box afterwards, and then you haven't got a seat.
Yeah.
It would be great if it was big enough. Musicians know we've always bought seats for cellos before. We all know that. Violins we didn't used to, but we'd have to now, and we accept that. You know, it's an expense, but we accept it. When Louisa came over for the launch concert,
Yeah.
she got back to Guernsey. She was going back to London and then on to Berlin. She got back to Guernsey, and they had someone new behind the desk in Guernsey who wouldn't let her take her violin on the ATR. It was resolved very quickly.
Yeah, I'm sure it would be.
Somebody from upstairs phoned down and said, "I think you're wrong. Read your own stuff on the website," and it was all resolved.
But that violin's priceless, isn't it?
Nothing's priceless, but there's a lot of money involved.
Yeah. Okay, we'll leave it at
Yeah,
that. I won't embarrass
it's
you.
no. Well, it's I tell you what, it's not owned by us. It's
No.
owned by a very, very generous German doctor.
Yes. Yeah. Who
And
sees her talent and wants it
yeah,
used. Yeah, which is
yeah.
good.
In fact, this man has two of them. This lady has two of them. But all the instruments, they're all delicate, they're all valuable, and they never let them out their sights.
That guy, was it a couple of years ago that bought that ginormous lute? I think it was. It just
Right.
went on forever. How do you deal with that on the plane?
Oh, well, I was Sergio. He brought that was actually the smaller version.
Oh, good heavens.
Yeah. That was the smaller version.
Yeah.
He has actually brought his Theorbo, which is the biggest one before, and a very nice person here flew it over for him in a private plane.
Oh, right. Okay.
I mean, when it's in its case, it makes a cello look quite small.
Yeah, it's either that or strap it on the wing.
It's something like that, yeah.
It
Or
was huge.
tail it along before. No, I mean a Theorbo is about 7 foot long.
Yeah.
But he brought his smaller lute last year, and it all worked.
Yeah.
Yes, but I mean he travels around the world with that.
That's incredible.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's like having a double bass,
Yeah, that's a thin double bass.
A very thin and long one, yeah.
Anorexic one. Yeah, there you go. Venues this year, but basically the Island Hall, the church, the school for the children.
No, we're in the Methodist Church for the children.
Methodist Church for the children, yeah.
Which is on Thursday morning, 11 o'clock.
Right. Okay.
For all those people with children here who'd like to come and see what our musicians get up to. There's a theme this year about space and outer space, and they all have a good time. I mean, last year there were about 50 or 60 of them there.
And you're very generous to children, aren't you, in terms of the main concerts?
Yeah, we try to be. They can come almost for nothing,
yeah.
and we actually just need to sell a seat because we need to know how many people are there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and actually we've got a new event this year. We've got master classes, and we've got some Alderney children coming to play to our musicians on Friday afternoon in the church.
Yeah,
and it's a new thing. Let's see how it works. And they seem to be very excited about it, and they can come and play to Samuel and Louisa and Sasha the pianist and Danny the flautist. And yeah, I think it's a good experience for them. And then we also go to the Connaught as well. You might not know that.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. So logistically, you've got a few venues to juggle, haven't you?
We do, yes. I mean, the main ones with the stage and the piano are the church and the Island Hall.
Yeah. Okay.
And we've done an extra concert in the church this year because we had so many waiting lists last year. So one extra in the church because we've clearly got more places for people to sit.
Yeah.
And then we juggle the musicians around and all the equipment around, and the piano movers come, and we move the piano quite a few times in the festival.
Because that mighty Steinway is a big old beast, isn't it?
It is. It's 450 kilos.
Good heavens.
And I'm not going to move it.
No way.
Fortunately, our piano movers adore Alderney.
Right.
And they come and they do the moves, but they also stay for the whole week.
Yeah, good.
And, so they will do the moves when required. And but there's some very early and some very late ends, because clearly before you can dismantle the stage, you have to take the piano off it. And
where is it kept for the rest of the year?
The rest of the year in our front garden, we have a little 1-bedroom annex.
Right. Okay.
And it lives in there at a steady 17 degrees centigrade for the whole year.
Yeah.
And
temperature is very important.
Temperature important. And Richard comes from Guernsey and tunes it, and people know we've got it, and some people come and play it occasionally, and and it lives in there. It's got its own little house, really. And then it comes out for the festival and then pops back in again.
Pops back into
into it. Well,
Semi-retirement till the next
I mean,
time.
we've taken it out for other concerts in the year before as well, but
Yeah.
we had it in the Methodist church once. You probably find that quite hard to believe.
Yes, I do, because the Methodist church, what, in the basement or in the top?
No, in this church, up the steps.
I mean, yeah, difficult.
Difficult, but not impossible. The
Yeah.
piano movers came, but to them, that's a normal move.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
They would say, well, yes, it's a Steinway B. It weighs 450 kilos. It's going to go up 20 steps. Okay. This is how we do it.
And they do it. Yeah.
Because that's what they do all day long, every day.
Now, would you like to run over a list of the performers this year?
Of the performers, cool.
Yeah.
I've got to remember them all now. Well, clearly Samuel and Louise,
Yes.
who you all know.
Okay.
There's Coco, who was at school with both of them, who lives in Berlin now, another violinist. Then we have Eric, who is a viola player from Hamburg, who has recently won a big competition in Geneva, I believe.
Yeah.
Edgar, another viola player, who's from Wales, who's currently studying in Bern in Switzerland, I believe. And then we've got Toby, who people will recognize here, the cellist.
Yeah.
He came 2 years ago. And then his other half, Yabina, who is a Bach specialist. She's another cellist there, so they're both coming. Then we've got, for the first time, we have a flute.
Oh, right, okay.
So Danny is coming, and Danny is a London freelancer, and he basically plays first flute with every London orchestra. And it's very exciting to have a different instrument. And then people will know Sasha, our pianist.
Mm-hmm.
He's been, I think it's either his third or fourth. I think it's his third year.
Yeah.
He's lives in Hanover, and as we all know, he's an amazing pianist, and he's brilliant at responding to his emails about all the questions I ask him.
Right, that's good.
Yeah. Well, sometimes they're so busy that
that's right.
It seems to us it's such a simple thing. Can you answer these 5 questions and we'll book some flights? And they just don't seem to have time to do it. So
no.
But yeah, so they'll all start flying into London on Saturday and then here on Sunday.
Now,
that's musicians.
Where are we on the ticket sales? Are there any left?
There's so for the church there are some left, but they're selling very, very well.
Yeah.
And for the Island Hall, unfortunately, there's a waiting list for both the Island Hall concerts. But there's always a chance. Last year, quite a few people on the waiting list got tickets. There's always people who, unfortunately, perhaps are not feeling that well, or someone hasn't managed to get here, or a couple of sponsor tickets become available. And so I always say, put your name on the list. And even if the list looks quite big,
you never know.
You never know. And you might get a call at 10 o'clock that morning. Would you like a couple of tickets?
Yeah.
Because people are very generous, and that if they can't come, they tend to sort their tickets out. And I know there was on Residence last year, there was things. So I've got a spare ticket for this morning. You've got to come and pick it up. And it worked really, really well.
Yeah.
Saved me phoning around. But
and
go on the waiting list.
I must congratulate you and Samuel and Louisa for the cost. They're affordable.
They are.
I mean, the Rover ticket, 60 quid for the whole lot.
Yeah.
Now, you wouldn't get into a concert in London for one-off for that, would you?
You wouldn't. And that was a decision made in year 1.
Yeah.
With Geraldine. And we wanted to make sure that anybody could come.
Yeah.
I think I'll announce it here. I think they may have to go up next year, because we've been exactly the same price since year 1. I don't think people will mind it going up a little bit. Everything else has gone up, but we have some fantastic sponsors. We're sponsored by UBP, a bank in Jersey. We have incredibly generous people who sponsor concerts. We have people who sponsor musicians, and a lot of them do it very, very quietly because they like to help.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And the aim at the end of it all is to break even. We don't make money, and we try not to lose money. And leave some money in the bank to start next year's flights. You know, because you have to pay a lot of these things up very early.
Oh,
So
it's all up front, isn't it? In terms of
yeah,
airfares and everything else. Yeah.
yeah, and that comes in November. So
Right.
but no, it is absolutely an aim of ours to make it um, a cost is not a reason for you not to come.
No. No.
You know, there are people who probably would love to go to the Wigmore Hall. There's probably people who'd love to go to the Royal Opera House, but it's a lot. It's
Well,
cost prohibitive to a
you're
lot of
talking
people.
hundreds these days, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, a pair of tickets at the Royal Opera House in the stores is going to cost you £400.
Yeah, that's right.
That's and the Wigmore, they do cheaper tickets for students and
Yeah.
things like that,
Yeah.
but it's still a relatively expensive night
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Very much so. Yeah.
In Alderney, we must never have that,
No.
and that's
It's a
part
great
of
sentiment.
the work with the sponsors is to make sure that we can do the children's concerts, the Connaught concerts, everything that for things like that is free of charge, and that's a really, really important thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
No,
think if we suddenly charged a lot of money, I think it would be totally alien to Alderney. You know, we get fantastic musicians, and they all adore coming here, and hopefully they have a great week.
Yeah.
They all ask to come back again.
Fingers crossed on that one. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
In rounding off, I've really enjoyed this chat with you and
Yeah, so have
a
I,
lot.
Tony.
Yeah. What's your favourite piece of music?
Oh, do you know what? That's so. I looked at that and I thought, what am I
Which
going to say?
one?
I like all music, but if you said to me through my playing career, I was a Wagner fan,
Yeah.
and the Ring Cycle to me is just the most amazing thing. 4 nights, 18 and a half hours worth of music. It's a long sit, 5.5 hours at a time. But it's amazing.
You
But then
got
if my
maximum
wife was here,
satisfaction. Yeah.
if
Sorry.
my wife was here, she'd say it would be Beethoven.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And of course, Wagner had the most enormous respect for Beethoven. And if Beethoven hadn't existed,
Yeah.
then Wagner wouldn't have existed. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, but question to answer: what's your favourite piece, Tony?
I tell you what, I love that little piece from the Variations Paganini, Rachmaninoff.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
at about 14 minutes. Du, 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 du,
yeah, yeah,
du, du,
absolutely,
du.
yeah,
I love that. I love
yeah.
that.
No, beautiful.
But
Yeah,
I go along with everything you say in terms of all the other stuff.
yeah, yeah,
But there we are.
yeah.
Andy, it's been a great pleasure and privilege to have you on, and many thanks to you for all you're doing for Alderney with the festival. Really
Brilliant. No,
appreciate it.
no, thank you, Tony. And I hope because you're coming next week to the concerts, aren't you? So
I am. We're booked for the whole lot, and
yeah,
the brownies are available for collection because we were told by Samuel and Louise that musicians need nutrition.
yeah, okay, brilliant.
So we're
Yeah,
fine.
no,
We're dropping them.
yeah, we're looking forward to you coming to all the concerts, and yeah, and thank you
Thank
for
you
having me. It's
very
a
much.
privilege to be on here.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Take care,
Oh,
mate. All the
take care.
best.
Thanks so
Thanks.
much.
Bye.
Bye bye now.